Solving a Rubik's Cube can seem like a daunting task, but it can be simplified into different steps. The first step is to solve the white cross. To solve the white cross, we want to make a daisy with a yellow center and 4 white edges. To make the daisy, we have to do this intuitively. So we see this piece is in the way, so we can move it out, and then we can rotate this face in order to keep these 2 pieces here. And then we see this piece, we can rotate it like this and rotate it like this, and then we have these 3. And then this last one, if we rotate it like this, then that moves that. So what we can do is we can move it over here, then rotate it, so that way we don't touch the other ones. Then move the face, and then bring it over. So that way we have all 4 pieces. This step comes with a lot of practice, so I would recommend just working on making the daisy first. The next step is to make a white cross. Find the white center, and what we're going to do is align the colors. So what you want to do is pick any edge that on the daisy face. So in this case, I'm taking the white and orange piece. And then I rotate the daisy face until our color matches up. From there, I can just rotate the face, and that brings it over. So now we have this lined up. And we do the same with the other color. So let's say I take this edge, this is red and white. So I rotate the daisy face until red matches up with red. And then I rotate that red face. And that lines this up. And then if I take this white and blue one, I can rotate it over until the blue one matches and rotate the blue face. And I can do that with the last edge. Rotate it over. And that's how you have a white cross. The next step is to fully solve the white face. This step requires learning Rubik's Cube move notation. Just to recap, U prime, D prime, R prime, L prime, F prime, and B prime. I recommend JPerm's website to learn cube notation, and I'll link it down below in the description. Once you've learned cube notation, what you want to do is look on the top face for a corner that has white in it. Corner is a piece that has 3 sides. So for example, this is a corner that has a white piece in it. And I noticed the other 2 colors are orange and green. So what I want to do is hold the white face down, find the piece, and rotate the yellow face until these 2 colors match up. So this is orange and green, and these are the orange and green centers. So I hold this piece over here. And then what I do is I keep it on the front right corner, and I do R, U, R prime, U prime. And that brings it over here. And I keep doing this until it solves so. And then I find another piece, and I bring it over the corner, and I repeat the same process. And that solves that. And then I see this piece in the top layer, so I bring it over. I do the algorithm, R, U, R prime, U prime. And then I have one last corner, the orange, blue, and white one. I hold it over and I do the algorithm. You may have to repeat the algorithm a few times before you get the face solved. So now we have the full white face solved. In some cases, you may find that there are no white corners in the top layer. Then what you want to do is just hold the cube so that the white face is still facing down, and keep the white corner that is in the bottom layer on your bottom right, and do the algorithm once, and that'll bring it to the top layer. And then we can just do the same thing again to bring it back in, and that should free up another one. And then we just keep doing that. And then we have our white layer solved. Once we've solved our white face, we want to look in the top layer for an edge piece that's one with 2 sides that does not contain yellow. So this does not work. So let's say we take this green and red one. We want to keep the front face so that it aligns with the green center, keeping in mind to hold white down at the same time. And then we see this piece is going to go to the left here because this green red goes in green red. And then we're going to do a left insert. I'll have the algorithm up here. And how this looks is U prime, L prime, U, L, then we have U, F, U prime, F prime. So that is a left insert. And then we look again. So for example, this piece, orange already matches up, and we see it's going to go to the right because this is orange blue. So then we do a right insert, which is very similar. A right insert, as seen here, is U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F. And we just keep repeating this. So this is green and orange, so we line up orange. It goes into the left, so left insert. So we do that. And then one last one is blue and red, so that's a right insert. And now we have the first two layers of the Rubik's Cube solved. In some cases, you may find that there are no pieces without yellow left in the top layer, but your middle layer is not yet solved. So what you want to do, like we did when solving the white face, is to insert a blank piece which will help to remove the piece. So in this one, let's say I want to remove this piece, I'm going to do a right trigger to insert this one in. And what that does is it removes this piece, and then we can just solve it normally. And then we have this one that goes here. And then this one goes here, so then it's a right insert. The next step is to make a yellow cross, like we did with the white face. How we do this is we perform a series of algorithms which are repeated until we get the cross. If you already have a cross, you can skip this step. So if we have an L, we're gonna hold it so that it's flat, and we're gonna do F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. If we have an L like this, we're gonna hold it so that it's pointing to the top left and do the same algorithm again. That should get us to a cross. If you have a dot without any edge pieces fixed, then you do the algorithm once. It doesn't matter the orientation. You might get a line, and then you do it once more. And now we have our L, so we point it to the top left to do it once more. And then we have our cross on the yellow face. The next step is to orient the corners of the yellow face in order to make a fully solved yellow face. So we will keep repeating the algorithm as shown above. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. So what we want to do is find a yellow corner and put the yellow corner so that it's in the front left and facing you. So like this, we have a yellow corner facing me in the front left, so then we do the alg. And now, if we have a fish, this is the special scenario. You always want to have the fish pointing towards your bottom left. Then we do the fish. And then we have another fish, so then we point it to the bottom left and do the same algorithm again. And now we've solved our yellow face. Two more steps before we have solved our Rubik's Cube. We want to find a pair of headlights. What this means is two colors which match up in the corners, and we want to hold them in the back. And then we want to do this algorithm. R prime, F, R prime, B2, R, F prime, R prime, B2, R2. And then we notice that we have all the headlights solved. If you run into a case where you have no headlights, you can perform the algorithm once, and this will generate a pair of headlights. And then we can do it once more, and then we'll have our headlights solved. The final step is to align the edge pieces on the top layer. So we want to look for a completely colored side of the top layer. And then we want to hold that in the back like the last step. To make it easier, you can always align the colors. And that just helps to visualize it. So, in this case, there are two options. The first option is that the colors are going to cycle counterclockwise, like so. So blue goes this way, red is going to go here, and then this orange is going to go here. So for the case where they cycle counterclockwise, our algorithm will be F2, U prime, L, R prime, F2, L prime, R, U prime, F2. This solves the cube. The second case is where we have the pieces cycling clockwise. So green goes here, blue goes here, and orange goes here. This algorithm is very similar, and it goes as such. F2, U, L, R prime, F2, L prime, R, U, F2. And now we've solved our cube. One case you might run into is where you have no side of the layer solved. This is just like the last step. It doesn't matter what side we hold back. We can perform any of the algorithms, whichever one we choose, and that'll solve a side. And then we notice this is cycling counterclockwise, so we do the counterclockwise alg. And now you've solved the Rubik's Cube. Congratulations!